Hello everybody and welcome to Mr. Bowen's All-Stars. This is my classroom setup video, day 6. For those that are new to my channel, I am going on my 15th year of teaching elementary school, and I have moved classrooms once again and buildings. So it has been a process getting everything ready. Please make sure to like and subscribe my video and follow along for more updates in my classroom and everything that I am doing this school year. So we are back in the classroom once again to try and finish as much setup as possible because next week starts in-service and the teachers need to report for the first time if you're not a new teacher. So I'm going to turn you around and show you what my plan is for today for this classroom setup because I have something new planned. Once again, here's what it looks like coming into the room. There's Hannah and Zachary doing their thing. And I think today's plan is, remember how I said I have better than paper coming? Well, I need to get going on bulletin board display. So what I'm going to do is paint this, and if I don't like it, then when my better than paper comes, I can put it over the bulletin board. But I am planning on painting that bulletin board black and using my two-sided border, which is over here. The two-sided border, it comes in stars on one side and white on the other. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this bulletin board here black and paint that bulletin board here. It's a little blurry, not sure why. That bulletin board here black and put white border around it. So there'll be black here, blue, blue, and then black here. So I think I'm gonna do that because I really need to get moving on all this setup and make sure everything is ready. And I really don't want to wait another day and a half to maybe 2 days before these two bulletin boards are ready to be decorated. And regardless, even if I don't like it, I mean, I'm not going to keep the bulletin boards this color anyway. So maybe one year I just decide that I'm going to do all black bulletin boards and use the white border. And I think regardless, it's going to be better than what it is. So I'm gonna paint it and then you see what it looks like with the white border after it dries. I was told it takes about 20 minutes to dry. And then after I'm done painting and we do lunch, hopefully it'll be dry enough for me to start putting on border and we can do other displays and set up the bulletin board how I like it. So let's get to work. All right, I don't think it looks too bad right now. So I'm gonna turn you around so you can see what it looks like. And then we're gonna let it dry and come back after it dries. So here's what it looks like now. As you can see, I did not paint this part right here because I'm gonna put the white border around it so you won't even notice that I didn't paint it all of the way. I made a little boo-boo there and a tiny little mistake there, but I can scrape that off a little bit later. So yeah, I think it looks good. We'll see what it looks like when it's all dry. Maybe I need to touch it up a little bit, but right now I don't think so. I think it looks pretty good. Let's take a look over at the other bulletin board. The kids are having fun with my teacher easel. Yep, I think it looks pretty good. And once it dries, I'll start putting border on to see what it looks like with the border. But if it's all good, then I can start putting up the rest of my displays for these bulletin boards and not have to worry about the better than paper coming. And if I don't like it after the better than paper comes, then I guess I'll take down, it doesn't take long to take down the border and put up the better than paper with a different border. So we need to take off for a little bit to go run some errands and get some lunch. And then when we come back, we'll keep going. Well, I think we have reached the end of classroom setup It has been a very, very long week and a few other days that I've been here. But finally, I think we're at a point where I can say classroom setup is pretty much done. There are a few small minor things that still I need to work on, but those are things that I'm not really gonna need to record. I'm gonna put the numbers on the floor to show where the students need to line up. And there are just some other little minor things that I'm gonna do outside in the hallway, make a little display for student work. But I'm gonna turn you around so you can see the classroom one last time, and I'll just kind of show you everything. Just kind of give you like a little mini room tour before we end this video. So here we are, once again, walking in from my door. And this is just kind of the way that the room looks now all together. You can see it all the way around. And I really, really love how the bulletin boards turned out. The fact that I painted them, I think it fits perfectly with the theme and everything that I want to do. So I'm gonna keep it like that. All right, from the entrance is the math area, the math center, different tubs of math manipulatives, the colored tiles, the colored cubes, the pattern shapes, and the counting bears. The magnet tiles are right here, and the two-sided counters. Up here is my workshop board, and this is where I show the students what their centers that they have for small group time. And this is my display where, as a class, we come up with the different rules based on these 5 different ideas, like try your best, be kind, solve your problems, make safe choices, and be respectful. I go over with the students what each of these mean, and as a class, we come up with a rule that goes along with each of these ideas. Over here is the word wall, and this is pretty self-explanatory. This is where, as I teach the different high-frequency words, I put them there. As I've said in my last setup videos, I do not teach rote memorization of the words. I teach the different words and the spelling patterns that they haven't been explicitly taught yet. And then I put them up on the word wall here. But there's just really not a lot of space in this classroom to do a word wall or a sound wall the way that I would like to do it. Over here is my small group area with my decodables. We've already seen and talked about those before. And here's where I have all my small group supplies when I teach the students during small group time. My classroom library is over here, where the different genres are matched up by stickers on the outside of the tub, and the books match that sticker, so when a student pulls out the book, they can read that book and then put it right back in the same matching tub when they're done. Over here is the math area and calendar. So I have my hundreds chart here, and these are individual math boards for the students, but I have more than enough to give myself one to kind of display here and color in the 10 frames when we're doing work with teen numbers and numbers to 20. I'm gonna do tally marks here, and I'll post some other mini anchor charts when I find them. So right now the space is blank. Calendar is pretty self-explanatory. I've got my schedule, my numbers up here. One of the other things that I did today was put up our ELA board. And these are mini anchor charts, and we use these very often in our curriculum. So I just put a push pin here when I want to teach it. I pull the push pin out, I take the anchor chart, and I put it on the document camera for the students when we discuss it. Here is the Alpha Friend that we're going to start with when we start with the curriculum. I post it here for when I explicitly teach the Alpha Friend, and then I have a space over here to put it up permanently when it's been explicitly taught. And these are the vocabulary word cards. It's got poster putty on here, and it's really easy to just pull off. Explicitly teach it, and then put it right back on the board. I have left more space for other different like word cards, like sound spelling cards that we use throughout the year. Right now, it's pretty simple because it's the beginning of the curriculum. So this is all that there is on the ELA board right now. My stadium bookshelf and has all my back to school books, kindergarten, welcome to kindergarten books here, read alouds. This is my art center with blocks and connecting cubes. And I have the cardboard blocks. I love these things. And the students are able to play with them here on the carpet, which needs to once again be vacuumed. Over here, it's a little bit different than last year. This is kind of like the information board, the all-star class board. Down here is going to go like our class calendar for the month, and then the lunch choices will be posted down here and down here as well. This is just a little paper to remind me to do 3-to-1 positive to negative interactions. And here on these papers is where I'm going to write the I can statements. I'll have some pieces of paper that say ELA, math, writing, and science/social studies. And over here are a few other mini anchor charts that are just classroom procedures. We do a lot of turn-in talks in my classroom, so I can just take the push pin out, put it under the document camera, and explicitly teach that strategy to the students, and then put it right back up. Same thing with Think, Pair, Share, how we do partner reading, and then when I do the quiet cue or the zero noise signal. So that is pretty much it. Almost forgot, here are the birthday displays. I haven't written their names up yet, and I wouldn't be able to show you on the camera anyway. This is the writing center as well. So yeah, it has been a lot of hard work, and it has been a labor of love, even though it has been a lot of hard work. And I'm glad to be done and ready to start the year off fresh. So once again, make sure to like and subscribe this video so that you can get more videos throughout the year. As we start the school year, I'll be showing different beginning of the school activities that I do, different thematic activities. I plan to try to regularly update this channel throughout the school year this year. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.